Do, 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 do. Okay, this should be a lot better. You get to hear my, oh, it has to be at like a very specific position for it to work. It's really weird. But, yeah, hello. Welcome. Sit on down. And yeah, this is the team. I decided to not make any changes this year. That may come to bite me in the butt, but I honestly think that we'll be okay. The only thing I'm concerned about is Klingberg regressing more than he has. Um, there weren't any better defensemen in free agency. Juuso Valimaki was the only one, and he was an 84. It wouldn't have been too much of an upgrade. That's not what I meant to hit. I want to go goaltending. There's Chris and Mackenzie Blackwood, and that's an elite goalie tandem right there. As far as I know, you're still on Dallas. We'll check in just a sec. But I wanted to bring Ponomarev onto the roster in some capacity. Um, yeesh. Um, you know what? Timo Meyer hasn't. I mean, like, he's been fine for this team, but like in a fourth line depth role, I don't think that's doing anything for the Hurricanes. And I know, right? Finally. And so I think we're gonna actually start off this with a trade. If you missed the, well, I didn't actually stream the off season, so funny enough, I didn't stream the off season. Can you guys hear me now? Bip bip bip. Okay, so my mic's working. Okay, this mic's like uber sensitive, and I hate it. I hate that I spent $60 on it. Because I literally cannot figure out how to get it working on a consistent basis. But what I was saying is that I liked the jersey. And I wish that I could have bought a similar jersey because it's just cool to get a game worn jersey for $60. Like, damn. I know, yeah. It wasn't a waste of money because it is a really nice mic. I just can't figure out how to get it to work on a consistent basis. Yeah, right? The only problem is that that's the only headset they had. Um, and I was planning on doing more streaming. I just haven't really had the time or the energy to stream because with working right now, like I'm working 8:30 to 5, and then I have a 30-minute commute each way. So as you can tell, I don't get a ton of time for this, and as much as I'd love to stream, I really only have time on the weekends, and I don't want to really do this on the weekends. I don't know, I've been playing East Side, but I've been pretty bad at it. Oh, franchise. And yes, I did get a new car. I actually got it the day after, so it was pretty quick. Um, I bought myself a used Honda Fit. I mean, I don't love Fits, but I really like manual cars. Oh, Mario Lemieux, damn. Um, and this was a manual, and it's already super fuel efficient, so like, I don't know, today I filled up the car for the first time, and it was like really nice to fill up the car for less than $20. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a good car. Like, I'm obviously, happy to have a car so quickly, especially with a job that does require me to commute um, a decent amount. But yeah, I got that. I'm still waiting on insurance for the car, but that car was a piece of junk anyways, so I'm probably not going to get a ton for it, unfortunately. Anything I do get will be just kind of an added bonus that I'll put towards the car payment. Like anything I get more than just like the towing expense refunded to me will be wonderful. Jake Allen would be fun, but nope. If he's being waived, means he's probably not good. But yeah, I haven't really been playing a ton of video games lately. I was gonna do that more of the Witcher Let's Play tonight, but I decided I've been on a hockey kick lately and figured I might as well do some Kane's Twitter franchise mode. The Witcher is fun, but I have to actually have to like pay attention, and I don't have the brain capacity to do that right now. Um, I'm exhausted. 6-0 win. We're currently on a 5-game win streak, which is good. 6 games, 7 games. Like, I don't remember where the team left off. I don't even remember if we were Stanley Cup champions. I exclusively remember that, the team's in a decent spot. 9 games. Honka is back. No, he's not. And the streak ended at 9 games with a 7-4 loss against Montreal, followed by a 4-1 loss against Buffalo. But yeah, anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Oops. Um, yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is staying safe, as we all should be. I'm actually really enjoying living in Durham. I'm just, tired. I don't know where Cat went. I haven't seen him in like an hour, which is usually a concern. I haven't heard him like screaming to be like let in or anything. So he's probably just sleeping somewhere. is weird. So we've got a left defenseman and a left winger that we know nothing about. This guy literally saw one game and was like, cool, gem, right off the bat. Alright, so we got John Klingberg back, which is a pretty big deal because, I mean, he is one of the top pairing defensemen on the team. You know, I'm very excited to watch some Canes hockey tomorrow night. It's been a while, too long, and I'm also really excited to get some to see Steven Lorentz make his NHL debut. It's I've always said, you know, one of the nicest players I've ever talked to, but he is definitely the nicest, and yeah, I'm excited for that. It'll also be nice to see Jake Bean play. I mean, let's be honest, you know, it's a good um, tryout for him, basically for next year. Or it's a great showcase for Ron Francis. You know, like, whatever happens with that happens. I don't think Francis will take Bean. Everybody's trying to make that a storyline, and it's just not going to happen. He's going to take an NHL player from us. He's not going to take Bean. I sincerely doubt it, at least. Or the Canes are going to make it so he takes one of our bad contracts, like Gardner or Shea. We might have to give up, you know, like a Noel Gunler or something to make that happen. But, you know, again, whatever happens, happens. I mean, expansion didn't really affect any teams terribly much. Like, it didn't drastically affect too many teams unless it was self-inflicted. Hello, New York Islanders. Hello, Columbus Blue Jackets. Oh my God, they're like, oh yeah, it's a weak draft this year, and then I've got 5 gems in January. So yeah, low elite left defenseman. This is the guy that we've been looking at for a while now. This other guy, you know, he's still getting a brief scouting report on him. We're looking at a couple other players, but yeah, it's looking like a pretty solid draft. Or at least, you know, if you know where to go. But we have a couple extra picks in this draft, I think in the 3rd and 5th round. If I remember what that trade looked like. But we are sitting pretty. I think we're poised for another decent run in the Stanley Cup playoffs. At least as of right now, we're looking pretty good. The Detroit Red Wings have lost to the Carolina Hurricanes. See, Mackenzie Blackwood's worth a lot more than that. However, since he's the team's backup, we're getting a terrible trade for him. Yes, he's not a top tier goalie in the league, but you know what? He's not bad. I'd rather have him over Mrazek. What? Who said that? And I know the Canes are like super light on forwards, but like, can we please not put Svechnikov with McGinn? Please. Because we all know what's going to happen. Aho and Svech are going to make McGinn look like a Rocket Richard candidate, or Ted Lindsay candidate. And then, based on this, like, 3-game stretch, he's going to be given like a 3-year contract. Yeah, we'll enter the trade deadline. We'll see what's going on out there. So Ryan Merkley, who, trying to think of who he looks like. I can't put my finger on it. He looks like pretty much every hockey player named Ryan. I'm gonna be honest, but like, there's a specific. He kind of looks like Luke Martin. Nico Hischier, Dylan Dubé wouldn't be awful. Joe Veleno, Timo Teravainen's not on the block. We have a trade. Jacob Chychrun, a 3rd-round pick, and Zach Sanford for a 2nd-round pick, a prospect, and another 2nd-round pick. Wow, that's a big deal. So Chychrun off the board, heading to LA. Jared McCann, Ricard Raquel, okay. Brady Tkachuk, Jacob Vrana. We have another trade. A 1st-round pick and 2 prospects for Nico Hischier and Shane Gostisbehere. Crazy. You remember when Gostisbehere was like a decent NHL player? Huh. Whatever happened to that? Those are the only 2 trades so far, but wow. Huge, huge, huge deals. And Jared McCann and a prospect for a 1st and a 2nd-round pick. So, big moves being made. With the way the market's looking right now, I'm actually not going to make a trade. I don't even think like I could get a depth forward for a decent price, so I'm just not going to risk it. I'm going to move on. I'm going to, you know what, like I'm just going to keep where I'm at. Plus, the team's doing well. So we'll send to the last game. If there's anything you'd want me to do in this series, like, or at least this, time around, let me know if there's anything you want me to change or anything. I'm probably not going to make this longer than 2 seasons, because I want to go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. Charlie Coyle on waivers. Oh god, he sucks. I saw the name and got, like, intrigued. Wasn't actually going to claim him. Yeah, I mean, And the March Central Scouting Rankings. So we still don't know anything about Dingman or Van de Velde. But we do know that there's a franchise right winger at the top of this draft. We have 1 extra gem. And I'm actually, any player that I'm not scouting right now, I'm going to start getting a potential in comparison on. Unless they're fully scouted, like Peltier and Budens are. Yeah, so the Hurricanes have clinched a playoff spot and are currently 3rd in the division. 8-1 win over the Vancouver Canucks. Goodness. It's actually a pretty close race at the top. With the Canes, Flyers, or the Canes, Flyers, and Rangers all up in that upper echelon of teams. And it's actually a battle in the last game to see who can finish first. It's going to be either Canes versus Flyers or Canes versus a wild card team. We still on Honka scoring, and we have to unfortunately rely on the Rangers losing, but I think we actually finished 2nd, 3rd in the division. So it's actually going to be Canes versus Rangers because the Flyers came out of nowhere. But Svetch with 88 points and even 44 goals and 44 assists gives the Hurricanes, or his leads the Hurricanes in points at the end of the regular season. Aho and Suzuki, surprisingly enough, with point per game seasons. That's a career high for Suzuki, I'm assuming. Yeah, but actually, over the past 4 years, Suzuki has been really good. 60 points in those 2 seasons, in his second and third NHL seasons, actually. And then he goes up to 70 points, and then boom, 60 assists and 24 goals for a solid 85 points. Svechnikov just clearly killing it here. So Dallas is where Smushy is, and I don't remember what position he plays. Goalie! There you are. Um, my player, excuse me, 52 points, not terrible. I mean, the Islanders haven't been good for a while, so I'm not like terribly surprised. 86 points, and it actually looks like your team managed to have like some semblance of scoring this year. However, oh, you had 86 points, by the way. But yeah, you guys did not make the playoffs. Neither did my player. So, just a very tough, tough season for a few creative players. But anyways, game one against the Rangers, round one. Second period, the Canes win thanks to 2 goals from Sebastian Aho. That's one way to do it after basically being quiet all game. The Canes explode, get 2 goals in the third period, and steal a win right from under the Rangers' noses. I like it. Both goals were in the last 10 minutes too, so pretty cool. First period, Dan gets us off to a good start, and then it's all downhill from there. Canes can't grab any momentum, go down 4-1 after the first. Second period, Bach and Slavin make sure the Canes are like clawing their way back into this game. Third period, the Canes can't complete the comeback and lose to the Rangers 4-3. Gunler leading the way with 3 assists. Again, just having a very quiet. We always have very quiet players. Like a lot of assists, um, but not a lot of goals. But here come the Canes. Dan with a power play goal in the first period puts the Canes ahead. Nothing doing in the second and the third period. Gunler gets his first of the playoffs, and Bach adds another one. Canes win and shut out the New York Rangers at home in Game 3. So Dan's actually having a solid series all around. 4 points in 3 games. We're heading into Game 4, though, right off the bat. First period, Honka gets a goal. I believe that's his first with his very phallic-looking haircut. Second period, Panarin scores to put the Rangers ahead. Third period, that's a Canes win. The Canes absolutely mollywhopping the New York Rangers in that third period. My goodness. Lindblom gives them a 2-goal lead, actually, and then Svechnikov cuts the lead in half. Nate just ties it, and then Slavin gets the eventual game winner before Gunler and Murray just kind of add insult to injury there. Ouch. So there we go. We got that. If at any point you can't hear my mic, I'm assuming you can still hear me. If you can still hear me, just type yes. But if you can't hear me at any point, let me know, and I will try and fix that. So there we go, down with a power play goal in the first period. Once again, actually, it seems like the Canes' power play is not the problem. Lafreniere, McLeod, and Milano scoring in the second period for the Rangers. McLeod actually scoring his first NHL goal last night. And the Canes come back to tie it in the third. Teravainen and then once again Dan with another goal, his second of the game, give the Canes hope in Game 5. I say hope as if like they're trying to stave off elimination. They're trying to eliminate the Rangers. I just, just work with me here, guys. But we're in a good spot, I think. Here we go. Ryan Suzuki versus Kempe on the faceoff. Suzuki wins it back to Mikhail Sergachev, and Carolina has it deep in the offensive zone. Shot score! Svechnikov puts it away. The Carolina Hurricanes have won and eliminated the New York Rangers in their own building. The disrespect. So it's going to be Svechnikov's goal from Sergachev and Suzuki. So it's an all-S connection here. And this is a really just textbook example of bad defense. I mean, 3 Rangers defenders just let Sergachev skate past them. A fourth, let's not do that. Let's zoom in over here. A fourth, in just a second, if I can get the angle right, and a fifth actually, because this guy is gonna let Svechnikov go unmarked. This guy, don't know what he's doing. He's gonna just be oblivious. And there's Svechnikov, just with a wide open cage, and 4 defenders behind him. It's basically a breakaway. Yeah, so a very good example of how not to play defense. And Svechnikov scored to win the game for the Hurricanes. A bit of a surprising finish because the Canes, down by a couple goals in overtime, and then they come back to win it. Or down by a couple goals in regulation, scoring 2 goals in the third period to send the game to overtime, and then all of a sudden you get Svechnikov winning the game, completing the comeback, and finishing out the series. And not gonna lie, that was actually a series I was worried about. I'm worried about this series too, because Philly's a very good team. But the Rangers are difficult. Like they finished ahead of us in the standings. And granted, I think we were tied in points, but that's we did really well this season. So, but anyways, Alex Nedeljkovic is the goalie for the Flyers. Logan Stankoven with a surprising goal. Gunler scoring on the power play. Second period, Necas gets a goal, and then the third period, it's tied with Gunler scoring again. Drouin gets the goal to tie it there. And we're going to OT. So I don't know if Ned is the actual starter or if he is just the backup and somebody is hurt right now. But either way, we've got some more overtime content. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Trevor Carrick was traded to Anaheim today. Jim Rutherford resigned from the Penguins. And the Chicago Wolves won their one and only exhibition game by a score of 6-1, with David Cotton scoring twice, Jason Cotton scoring once, and Jamison Reese getting a goal. So yeah, there are your updates for the day. Braves with the puck deep in the defensive zone, looking to get out, and he's gonna. That was huge. I was actually kind of surprised. Not very as well. Like we knew it was coming. And with how it happened in Carolina, I honestly think that like he was kind of coaxed out the door a little bit. I could be wrong, but I just don't I don't see how you could be a team that's okay with what he was doing to your team because yes, he made the best trade he probably made other than the Phil Kessel trade was the John Marino trade. And I mean that sincerely. Scores Svechnikov again in overtime. I'm being serious when I say the John Marino trade might have been the best. Like, yes, he wasn't going to sign in Edmonton, but the fact that you got one of the best defensive defensemen in the NHL, one of the best young defensive defensemen in the NHL, for a sixth round pick is huge. So I mean, like, it wasn't like he like all of his moves were terrible. I mean, like, obviously, he won 2 cups there, and you could argue that he kind of fell into that, but whatever. Either way, the Penguins were a good team for a long time. It was Rutherford made, and then towards the end he Canes it up and went to bat for players that he shouldn't have. But either way, the Canes getting shut out in Game 3 on home ice after winning the last 2 games on the road. The second period, 2 power play goals, one from Hayden Fleury, okay, and Ryan Suzuki. Third period, Teravainen scoring, and again, we're going to OT. It's been a very even series. Yes, the Canes won the first 2 games, but 2 games going to overtime. The last game was a 2-0 loss for the Canes. Really, the only not close game was Game 2, when we won to 6-3. So it's been a pretty close series, pretty evenly matched. I mean, it's 2 heavyweight teams going at it against each other. So Couturier versus Aho, and Aho wins it back to Svechnikov. Svech with it now, shot, going for the 3 overtime winners, and can't do it. Canes are actually on the power play. For a little over a minute here, there's a candle in the way, so I can't actually see how much time left, so you have to forgive me. Teravainen to Suzuki, blocked. Svechnikov blocked by his own skater. Aho blocked. My goodness. That was a fustercluck. None of those shots had like a legitimate chance of going in. Maybe the first one did, but I don't know. But either way, here come the Canes slap shot. That was a Jeff Skinner slap shot right there. Svech in. Oh no, that was Aho in front. 43 seconds left on the power play. The Canes were looking good. But yeah, that was a Jeff Skinner slap shot. It was lazy. It was from the top of the circles, and the goalie easily stopped it. Klingberg to Dan. Oh, and the puck was poked off his stick. Would have been a nice shooting opportunity, but Hayden Fleury manning the point. Walking in, Necas. Oh, man. Klingberg, Necas, what a move. And Nedeljkovic has to cover up. The Canes are just swarming the offensive zone. Philly's defense is having a tough time keeping up, but they are at least getting in the lanes, which is annoying. Here we go. Necas losing the faceoff. Carson Soucy is going to dump out the puck. That should do it for the majority of the power play. The Canes have time for one last push before we get to even strength. They got less than 10 seconds now. Dan shot, save! And the Hurricanes are going to get one last face-off. Doesn't look like we have any players in the top of hits. Not too surprising. I haven't seen the team be overly physical. But here we go. Necas versus Nolan Patrick wins it back. Klingberg shot, missed the net. He's trying to go glove side and just missed. Power play has expired. Dan McLaughlin, the Necas shot goes wide. Necas with the puck again. Skating in, nice move, skate to stick. Lazy backhander, easy stop from Nedeljkovic. Okay, sure, why not? Yeah, that was a tough one. Um, you got Aho on the ice now, well rested after spending time on that first unit. Um, but this is where I'm worried. The Canes have had plenty of opportunity. What a hit! Hayden Fleury, my goodness. Dan Tenacious. Brief change of possession. Slavin. Oh, stick lift. And unfortunately, the Canes can't turn anything from it. Olafsson with it now. Green skates away from an attacking defender. Poke check doesn't work. Kachuk missed the net. Shot was partially blocked, or at least the stick was impeded on the way through. Ryan Suzuki now carrying it on the outside. Gets it to Svechnikov, shooting! Easy shoulder save from Nedeljkovic. Svechnikov turns a backhander, and again, Nedeljkovic is square to the puck. I think the game calls are getting better. I think I'm using less of the traditional, or less of the same cliches that I used to use, because that was always annoying. But here we go. Niederreiter skating up, and he's going to double back, maybe think about it. Nope, poke check gets it out, and the Flyers are unfortunately going to have to regroup. Here come the Flyers, crossing center ice. Canes with 4 defenders back, and nothing is getting through that wall. Suzuki with a nice little move, can't get past the defender though. Gotta be more like Forsland. You know what? That's a tough task right there. That's a high expectation. But here, Suzuki crossing center ice with no help gets poke checked, and he's going 1-on-2 here. Suzuki gets kneed, and he is hurt. He is hurting. Yeah, that was a borderline dirty hit. I'm not gonna lie. That was definitely knee-on-knee contact right there. Walking in, and Chris with the first real test of overtime from Ryan Graves there. Interesting. Yeah, this is just yeah, that's a slew foot. Like that's an ugly hit. Um, I'm legitimately surprised that that wasn't a penalty. And maybe the game's physics made it look worse than it was, but that definitely did not look like a clean hit. Chris with a good save. He's going to play the puck to Klingberg, and Puistola has it. Ooh, my. Patrick Puistola does not know where he is after that hit. Nolan, no, shot. Here come the Canes. Gunler getting crunched now, but the puck comes out to Bach. Puistola seems to be fine. Klingberg with the shot, and Nedeljkovic was basically out to the blue line to make that stop. And no harm done. There's a hit from John Klingberg to get us going. Sergachev with a long seeing eye pass to Dominic Bach. Bach coming on the circles. Behind the net. Passes in front, and oh, what a stop. Dan McLaughlin to Aho, and a shoulder save on the glove side. Bach with a couple good passes there, and nothing is getting past Nedeljkovic. Kachuk save Chris Cote, and he's going to hold on. And what an exciting overtime. This is just a great save on Aho there. Aho hesitated just a little bit, which I think was the difference there. He allowed Nedeljkovic to get over just a tad. But Slavin, first time I've seen him this overtime, I believe. Out with Dan. Poke check away, and Bracco's going to recover with Kachuk. Kachuk shot, maybe Chris got a piece of that. Either way, it missed the net. Natchez with it now. The Canes are starting a breakout. Natchez with a deke to himself, apparently. Shot from Aho is blocked on the way through. Breakaway sprung. Niederreiter. Fleury with a great play to break that up. Niederreiter again broken up. Teravainen to Natchez. Shot missed the net. You can't. The Canes have missed at least 3 decent scoring opportunities in this overtime. Oh, what a hit there. And Carolina up in the physicality. It's Teuvo Teravainen laid that big hit, and there's another hit. And a Flyers player's slow to get up now. Fleury's gonna make the recovery. All of a sudden, this is like a 1970s Flyers game here. There's another big hit from Hayden Fleury, and again, just absolutely punishing the opposition here. Both teams just destroying whoever comes out on the ice. A hit in the offensive zone. Shot. Oh, it missed. Maybe was blocked on the way through, or possibly stopped by Nedeljkovic. Just dogged forecheck here. Niederreiter, Couturier, Drouin. And Couturier is going to enter the zone. Poke check by Sergachev breaks up that play a little bit. Another poke check gives the possession to Klingberg. He's now in a board battle here, though. And Drouin's going to walk away with the puck. Oh, blocked pass. And Patrick Pistola gets it to Suzuki. Niederreiter slap shot. And the period now comes to an end. No scoring in that overtime. The Canes had the majority of the chances, but the Flyers did start to turn it on at the end. So it is something to keep an eye on, because the Canes, they're not backpedaling, but they're definitely feeling the pressure from the Flyers, I'd like to think. Alright, so there we go, Klingberg with it. And Couturier breaks the pass up, but Klingberg makes the recovery and has the puck. Doubling back, Teuvo Teravainen, ever reliable, but can't make it happen to get into the offensive zone, and Drouin with it now. Skating back, and Fox is eventually going to enter the zone. Shot, blocked. Oh, he hit the post. Oh, he had a wide open net. I believe that was Niederreiter, and he missed the net. How are you going to do that? Oh my gosh. Wow. Shot, and then they don't show it to you, but that went square off the goalpost there. Wow. So the Canes need to get something, because the Flyers are buzzing, and they have nobody to help as Teravainen tries to enter the zone. Nobody. I don't believe it. A punishing hit on Niederreiter from Sergachev. And again, the Canes, if you're gonna enter the zone against the Canes, you're gonna have to be willing to pay the price. Svechnikov, Teravainen shot, and Nedeljkovic again stands tall. What's it gonna take to beat both goalies in this game, man? Like, you already had the golden opportunity. Sergachev just laying Niederreiter out there. And the second lines are out for both teams. I don't know what it's gonna take. Here, I mean, you know what? It might be for the best if the Canes just keep punishing the Flyers. But at the same time, another shot and another save from Chris. Sorry. At the same time, like, you don't really... Oh, there it goes. Dang. I was gonna say, like, you don't want to risk any more of your players getting hurt, because it did look like at one point Suzuki was a little slow to get up, and that does concern me in games like this. So the Canes lose both games on home ice, which is a little tough. Doesn't appear that anybody has gotten hurt. Let me check Philadelphia just to see what they're dealing with here. Nobody. So Ned is their starter. That's very interesting. But we'll move ahead and we'll sim game 5. Series is tied 2-2. First period, Aho and Svetch scoring for the Hurricanes. Second period, Aho with another goal, this time on the power play. Third period, Robidas with his first career playoff goal. Dan and Bach also scoring. The Canes with a pretty dominant 6-1 win. So now they need to break the trend and win on home ice. They've lost both of the home games this series. and just get it done. We can't let the Flyers gain any momentum. Connor Brown with a power play goal, but Gunler's there to tie it. Second period, Nolan Patrick with a power play goal. Third period, Montour scoring to tie it. Couturier and then Sergachev scoring less than a minute later to tie the game. So, folks, again, we're going to overtime. And again, I'm going to have to just hope that the Hurricanes can do something here. Give me all the luck that you can. And here we go. Svechnikov and the Canes once again starting on a power play. This time it looks like a pretty long power play here. Teravainen. What? How do you not shoot there? Or at least not way earlier than he did. I believe this is a 2-minute long power play. This is. So it was a double minor or a major. Teravainen shot! Missed the net high. And Nedeljkovic is forced to cover up. 2:24 left on the power play. You absolutely have to end it here. And the Canes don't have anybody that's high in goals either. That's weird. Was it a 5 minutes? I didn't really pay attention. Svech to Gunler. Shot! Svech scores! No, Gunler gets his own rebound. And the Canes are off to the Eastern Conference Final. So it's going to be Gunler's goal, obviously. So Necas to Svechnikov to Gunler. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the overhead angle. The up close on ice angle. Gunler winds up and the defenseman moves out of the way. It's like the scene in Mighty Ducks. They move out of the way to let him shoot. He shoots low, Nedeljkovic makes the save, but unfortunately just a terrible rebound to give up. And Gunler's going to put it past him, make him pay. And Nedeljkovic is somehow going to go through the ice. But yeah, let's see what that penalty was. It was a double minor high sticking penalty. Um, so the Canes with a huge win. Brandon Montour gets third star of the game. Second star is going to Martin Necas with 2 assists. And first star is going to go to Noel Gunler for 2 goals and actually 1 hit in this game. But that goal is, I think, the most important goal of his career thus far. And just some phenomenal work for the Hurricanes. There we go. We'll simulate. We'll keep it going. If you're an up, up, down, down fan, simulate. Alright. We'll sim to the next game. We'll keep it going. It's going to be the Canes and Sabres. A historic Eastern Conference final matchup. The Canes with Svechnikov scoring twice, pretty much from the same spot. This looks like it could have been a lacrosse goal, I'm not going to lie. Both of them could have been. In the first period, second period, how disrespectful would it be for Svechnikov to get 2 lacrosse goals in the same period? Can you imagine the disrespect? Also, hat trick for Svechnikov in the second period. Dominic Bach scoring as well. Third period, the Canes lose. Oh my god. That hurts. Wow. Okay. Second period, Robida and Aho score. Third period, Dan and Robida again out of nowhere with a multi-goal game. Um, Hurtful. Not gonna lie. Yeah, the Canes should not have lost that game. Sorry, my aunt texted me a weird question. Um, let's see. Scouting report for May. There's a lot. I don't know how any scout could. I mean, like, my scouts were like, hey, this is going to be a weaker draft, but I'm not getting that sense. Honestly, I think it's a pretty good draft, all things considered. Just judging from how many gems we've been able to find, I mean, look at that. Okay. My family is so weird. Alright, so Logan Stankoven with a goal and Jack Eichel scoring in the first period. I don't even remember what the series is at. Dylan Cousins scoring. I believe it's 1-1. And it's not that anymore. Pristola scores, but the Canes lose 5-2. Yeah, it's 2-1 Sabres now. A bit of a tougher series for the Hurricanes. Gems, I know. I don't know how they can say it's a bad draft. Suzuki scoring a power play goal, but unfortunately the Canes give up two power play goals and two even strength goals in the first period. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Aho and Murray score, but that's just not enough. The Canes lose and are facing elimination. And really, this is the toughest test that they've had to face is the Sabres so far. You need three straight wins to win it. It's doable. I think the Canes have done it before. Let's see. Gunler and Suzuki scoring. Second period, Robida keeps the Canes in front. Third period, that's a Canes win. Gunler scoring his second with Svechnikov and Murray adding goals. So the Hurricanes, a much needed win, an important win on home ice. Now the real test is going to be Game 6 here, taking it to the Sabres on home ice, or away. Cousins scoring in the first period. Second period, Comtois. And Murray's shorthanded goal is not enough. The Carolina Hurricanes fall to the Sabres in 6 games, and unfortunately, the Stanley Cup hope dies, at least for this season. It's not over entirely. Buffalo ends up winning the cup, which hurts. It hurts. I don't think Anaheim would have been that. The storyline from Timo Meyer and like the revenge tour would have been kind of fun to see play out, but again, just all these gems. I know it'll get me a cup. I'm guessing you want me to say you. Also, I'm really digging the Lawrence Love on Twitter today. Ding ding. um, I talked to him today actually. Um, and just said, hey, like, congrats on the debut. Like, I know you'll be watching, and or I know you like it'll be fun and everything. And like, he and I are gonna talk probably more about it after the after he gets a couple days to let it really like sink in. So I'm excited for that, but like I am just really happy. Like there hasn't been a player that's treated me as nicely as Lawrence has, and so like just his attitude in general, like way he treats people, it's gonna it it makes me happy knowing that we have a player like that on the Canes. Uh, but what doesn't make me happy is nobody on the Canes getting an award this season. Come on, guys. And nobody on the Wolves. Wait. Oh, well, cool. We got the Community Award for the Wolves, who are a terrible hockey team this year. Oh my god. Well, we have pick 29 in this draft. Somebody just picked a medium top 9 defenseman. I see that medium elite defenseman, and I'm kind of thinking about picking him. The reality is he's probably medium top. Ooh, he's 20 though. Eesh. That actually turns me away from him. So instead, I'm gonna draft Sasha Cool because I think he's a pretty cool guy. And 64 overall, not terrible. The 79 overall medium top 4 defenseman just randomly at 28th overall. It's kind of funny. Um, Pretty happy about that. The shooting, look at that, man. This dude, all he knows how to do is score goals. And senses and puck skills are okay too. Everything else does need a lot of work. So it's going to be a bit of a grind for him. Give me 2 seconds. She's going to... Elise is calling me about something, and I know what she's calling me about, but I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, I am back. Um, my still doesn't really gel a whole lot, so we're gonna change that, and then gonna do my scouting assignments really quick as well. Um, at least saw my aunt at Mellow Mushroom, and so that's why I knew she was calling me about that. Because what else would she be calling me about right now? But yeah, she is helping her aunt move, and so that's why she is not here. So that's why the stream is less chaotic. Also, I wasn't paying attention at all to who I drafted. I just saw like decent potential and was like, cool. Like, you're mine. So if I drafted crappy players, like, I am so sorry, but I do not remember who I was drafting. So I don't know who the can't skate worth a damn thing was about, but if that was if that was a comment based on a player in the draft, there's a good chance I don't remember who he is. The best free agents this year are Bach, Gunler, and basically like my middle of a lineup here. Bach, regular season last year, only 30 points. He did have a pretty solid playoff, my first rounder. Yeah, but you know what? Most of these guys can't, like, skating isn't their best attribute. Plus, there's a lot more that goes into skating, so it's like the dude just might have like bad endurance or something. So it's like, I'm willing to work with a player on their skating. Like I'm willing to put up with it. But I mean, here's the thing. I He seems to fit the system well. I don't love that he's a two-way forward. I think they did change him to a sniper. I think I'm gonna give him just one more year at 2 million. Blake Murray, I have better players than Murray. Robida, again, he's fine. I'm gonna qualify him. I'm gonna qualify Drury as well. And I'm gonna sign Klubertans here because I do need the prospect depth, which is why I'm also gonna bring in Riley Kidney. And we'll qualify Tarnstrom too. We'll bring everybody except Murray back. Um, Potsma, I think he led the team in points this past season, so that's good. Pistola, again, like, well, he's done even worse than freaking Bach did. Here's hoping that that's a fluke, but, not great. Right wingers. Gunler. See, Gunler was actually good because he was getting power play time. So you can see 16 of his points were actually on the power play. So if he wasn't getting any power play time, it probably would be about 30 points. So pretty average, but at the same time, you're getting a guy who actually had power play time. So we'll do that. He just wants a year. That's fine. I can actually live with that. Stenkoven here, again, just an okay prospect. Soro, again, another okay prospect. Was he my first rounder? He was. And I don't have a ton of prospect depth, so we're going to go with Nivek here. Defensive. Help. Klingberg doesn't want an extension. I'm actually not going to give him one anyways. I was planning on moving on from him in the near future. Fleury, we'll give him 2 years, see where he's at. Montour, I like Brandon Montour enough as a player. He wants 4 years though? Jesus. I'm only going to give him 1 more year. And then Honka, I'm actually going to let go of. I don't think he's a fit. We'll still qualify Ronan Seeley. We're actually going to sign Engren here, as well as Vico, because why not? We got nothing else to lose. Goaltending. Kenzie Blackwood is the starter. Gilson is also here. He does not want to sign, and I'm okay with that because I have a number of goalie prospects already in the system. Um, Avery being the most promising, but you know what? I also have a handful of really good players. And with Blackwood, you know, this is a team that could really use a good backup goalie. I know for a fact that he's not going to say yes to that deal. Oh, he would. Damn. Okay, well, whatever. So we'll go to unsigned. Again, just these guys, but the skaters. The very top of the overall list is Afinogenov, a left defenseman, 72 overall, age 19. He was also a first-round pick. I'm actually going to sign him because I really do think that the Canes or the Wolves need defensive help, and this is the second year in a row um, where I've picked a defenseman fairly high in the draft. Defensive defenseman, his shooting is actually pretty good, along with his physicality. Everything else about him is kind of eh. He could really stand to get faster, and so I think that that's a good idea to get him signed and brought over, because I mean he's already 7 years, or he's already 72 years or overall. Jesus, I can't speak. All right, so two of my coaches have accepted. I'm gonna have to look for two new NHL coaches. Everybody should renew, and they did. So we'll just send to free agency now. I have a few things to take care of. Um, and most of them revolve around the coaches. So I need a new associate coach for one. Is there a way to like analyze their fit? Sort of, actually. With the way the roster is laid out right now, I actually want a coach who fits the team. Because you could kind of build around that. PK Subban, 51% team fit. Um, Associate coach PK Subban is kind of funny, actually. Just because, like, I don't know, it makes sense. Like, I'm sure, a really good mind for the game. But here, I need goaltenders. Or I need a goalie coach. And I don't have any. I don't know what caused the rift between all the coaches, but clearly it must have been something pretty big because, yeah, I mean, it's tough. It was tough. They were 41% right there. So we'll take a look at scouting. I need just one scout, and I believe it was just in the QMJHL. However, if there's a good OHL scout this year, which there is, I'm going to pick him up. So we'll do that. OHL, we'll grab you. And the QMJHL, there's actually not a better scout. So we're going to go with the one, that's this one right here. Because there's a lot of good qualities there, and I don't know why that person is rated as a C. So we'll fire Tony Clancy, and we'll get better in the OHL, and at least do a lateral move in the Q with possibly a little bit better, but you know. The team needs defense now because I don't have a ton of defensemen available. I believe that's all I need, but let's just check to be sure. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I could actually use a winger of some sort. No more than like a fourth line guy though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see how Campbell does. So I'm definitely gonna grab. I need a top pairing defenseman. I don't really have a second pair right now. Um, I have a bottom pair that's really good, possibly. I have like an okay second pairing. So I could either bolster the second pair and make my first pair pretty kind of weak, or I could get a first pairing defenseman. It really just depends on what's available. Um, it's exclusively RFAs. Unless, fuck. So we may have to do some offer sheeting. Ekman Larsson's old, Ristolainen's pretty old. Okay. Trevor. Do I go for the... Do I go for Bear Gordon? Whose track record is... that? Or... do I go for this? More of a proven offensive track record. I think this guy. And I'm just gonna write this dude a blank check. Because it doesn't matter, the salary cap's off. Seven years. Oodles of money. The next 4 years of first... Oh, right, money... this is an offer sheet. Right. How about that? Money exists. Let's tone it down a little bit, Matt. Huh. Okay. So you know what? Instead, how much would it cost to get Victor Soderstrom? For second and third round picks. I just need defensemen. Let's go by overall. Anderson doesn't help, that's the problem. So if I put Ristolainen on the first pair, he actually wouldn't be that bad because he would fit there. I just think I'm gonna go with Gerard here just because he's more of a not a guaranteed thing, but yeah, he's at least solid. I don't want to give up 4 years of first round picks, so I think I'm just gonna not improve defensively this year and wait for the market to kinda get older. um, that's it. I don't think I need to make any other decisions. So we'll just advance the days. Suvan, our new associate coach. We got a new goalie coach as well. Got my new scout for the Q and the OHL and Samuel Girard. We're just going to put a stop to this right now and get everybody off the trading block. And we'll advance to the next season. Yeah, as much as I would have liked to have made that splash and signed that massive offer sheet, what good would it do me to lose 4 years of first round picks? You know, knowing me, none of those first round picks make the team. However, it does limit me. It does limit me in the future, so I'm looking to not do that. And there we go. So we're just going to keep. It is a little limiting. I mean, it would have been worth it getting a legitimate power play quarterback because that's the one thing we do lack right now. Um, but getting power play help isn't worth losing 4 years worth of first round picks because you're paying for that for the first 4 years of his guy's deal that I was gonna do at least, and then you're like, okay, well, now we don't. Now we only need him for 3 years, and you're only getting 3 years of unpaid, work from that guy. I don't love this. um, yeah, I don't love it. But we'll take a look at defense real quick. Sergachev. So Slavin has regressed pretty hard. Yeah, you talk about limiting trades. I would have no assets. Um, Slavin's on the last year of his contract, so that's okay. I'm really gonna go all in on defense at the deadline, I think, if my team is a contender. And that's fine. I mean, getting a chance for a former third round pick to shine. Again, I don't know why we're scratching Ponomarev. Um, this is probably gonna hurt. Yeah, I mean, thing is, I want him to play. We'll try it out. I don't know, man. I don't love that team. Let's check Charlotte or Chicago while we're at it. Um, Yeah, I mean, there's a lot less 60 here, which is nice. Um, Defensively, I mean, this guy grew quite a bit this past year. It's just this bottom pair is not good. Defensively, this team is very weak, especially with Sealy off of it. So we'll need that to happen. Um, but yeah, so this will be the last season of um, the stream for now. I don't know when else I'll be able to stream. However, I do know I do have some exciting stuff coming up pretty soon. It'll it should be fun. I am excited for everything that's coming along. Um, I don't want to say anything yet because we have been trying to keep this on the down low. I did hint about it in the Discord already, but you know, it'll be exciting. Losing the first two games of the season is not great. This might be a good rebuilding year. This might be a good year to actually trade away some of my older assets on this team and kind of try and build a new roster. But we'll see. Every year that I try and tank, the team just like miraculously picks up as soon as I mention the very idea of tanking. So who knows, man? Alright, viewing the draft class this year. The potential first overall pick is Brendan Danner, who is most definitely a franchise player. Well, he plays in the queue, so I don't know actually. But 15 goals and 7 assists is very good to start his career. But I will wait until the December rankings when we know anything about him. A judgment on whether or not we tank this year. I have noticed that in this game, I don't believe it. I think it legitimately punishes you for tanking. Because in the times where I haven't tried to tank, like I've been able to win the first overall pick. But like, if you have a team that's just laughably bad, like when I used to do the Great Britain uh, teams, like they would get absolutely like pooped on during their first season or two, and then all of a sudden, like you got freaking, you know, shafted by the draft lottery and consistently got. I think I did like 5 run-throughs of that first season, and I think it was NHL 19 or maybe it was NHL 20 as well. But I only got the first overall pick once. I probably went through it about 5 or 6 times. So I don't know, man. So yeah, it seems like the Canes are actually doing fine. I just don't really want to. It'd be amazing to get to the playoffs, but it would also be nice to have a legitimate blue chip prospect that I could actually play instead of wait and develop. Sore shoulder for Dan. Oh no. So, you know what? I don't know. This team, if I knew what the Canes were, I'd be more confident. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. No, yeah, the Dusty Classic was tonight. Yeah. Alright. No, he's actually just medium elite, really. QMJHL players, man. They all just like, trying to get the gems in the bus, but we got none so far. So, you know what? We're doing okay. First in the division, apparently. I guess it's not a great year for the Metro. Give me a second. I feel like I hear my cat. Um, I'm gonna have to walk around the apartment, so I'm gonna try and keep this moving, but I didn't lock him out. Really? You're sleeping in the clean laundry? I hope you're proud of yourself. I've been like kind of worried about him because I haven't seen him for a while. And like I was like, well, crap, like I hope I didn't lock him like in the closet or the bathroom or something. Nope. My man's just sleeping in the laundry basket. um I took a picture today where he's chilling in a box. I worked from home for the second half of the day, scanning some files and stuff. And in the box that had all the files that were just gonna be shredded, I see like two little ears popping out of it, and I'm like, man, this man thinks like he's actually like sneaky and hiding from me. Hi, thank you for making an appearance. Good stretch, kitty. Come here. Oh, you woke up and chose violence, huh? You want to hit me, or do you want to be nice? Alright, well, I think he's okay. But yeah, Trevor, I've been trying really hard to get into East Side Hockey Manager. I'm just not good at it, and I don't know how to get better. What do I do? I'm helping out like around an office. I'm getting paid full time, but like whereas everybody else is running around like trying to put out fires and everything and like trying to make sure like everything's running smoothly. I'm basically doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff to kind of keep the place running. Yeah, it's a lot of busy work, but like I really like it, and it pays a lot more than I was making at my other job. That's what he does, man. He wakes up and chooses violence. He just like first thing I see, he comes and stretches. He comes and crawls under the little table we have here. All the work, none of the credit. No, I mean it's a small company, so like they're really good about like making sure that they like everybody sees me, everybody knows what I'm doing, everybody's appreciative of it because I mean there's stuff in my office that like like there's a computer in my office that we use to look up like old orders, and so like if somebody needs that, I'll do it. And it's like I'm not essential to the company, but I do play a pretty important role. If anything, like I'm a pretty good middleman to come to if people need something done real quick, or if they're too busy to do this, I'll help them with it. And like I don't mind not getting credit because again, I just graduated. And like I'm not gonna start off doing anything crazy. But like they bought us donuts yesterday, and that was pretty cool. And so like I've been enjoying that, and I don't know, just little things. This is only my second week there, so I'm just starting off doing stuff like this. But I do know that probably in the next month or so I'll be doing more than just what I'm doing now, which will be nice. I just, again, like, I'm like looking at the files I have to scan, and I'm like kind of giving myself anxiety because it's like there's so much stuff that I have to do. But I am one person. And I honestly prefer that. Like, I'm like working for a small company, like, they know that I'm one person and that I can only do so much. So they're much more willing to like let me go at my own pace rather than like I don't feel rushed at all, which is really nice because that doesn't happen everywhere. Um, yeah, not. I mean, there's plenty of talent on the board this year. It's just nobody that I want to trade for. Um, I did say like, hey, let's look and see if there are defensemen available. Brady Shea's available. Islanders trading 2 third-round picks for a third-round pick and John Marino and Philip Grubauer. Excuse me. I would imagine that you're not, but I will check. Really? Come on. Looking for defensemen. Oh, Ned landed in Chicago after his time in Philly. Columbus has traded Texier. That's wow. Vukovic is 80 and not an upgrade. Wallstedt is not an upgrade. Come on, guys. I really just want one defenseman. One. Vegas trading Peyton Krebs and John Carlson for some prospects. Josh Brook is actually an upgrade. Um, he would help the team out now. They want a top forward prospect. I suppose I could part with one and still be feared. How is Buse done this season? I'm not gonna trade him because he does look pretty NHL ready. Cat, I see your tail. You're not a hunter. You just let me itch my foot in peace. Wesley Street, a fifth round pick in this past year's draft. Oh, he was just traded, huh? Yep, he was just traded. I actually have to be like kind of quick on the draw here. Um, Dang, that stinks. Cat, I know what you're gonna do. I also know that I'm gonna also have to offer a draft pick. Again, I could part with one and still be feared. Let's try the fifth just to see. Easy, I might not have even needed to add that fifth. But I'm done at the trade deadline. I add a legitimate NHL defenseman to my team. I'm gonna be honest, I was lacking solid defensive help. Um, so some of the biggest trades at the deadline were Jonathan Drouin for a first round pick to Philly. So Philly's actually selling this year. Tyler Bertuzzi, Dylan Gambrell, Lassie Thompson, and Blake Murray to Anaheim. Ottawa gets a first, a second, and a prospect. For all of that, I feel like they could have gotten more. Draft picks in this game are way over leveled. I might have made a waiver claim that I did not need to make. Um, I did not. Unless... Dude, why? I don't know why it sends them to the minors. No, I made this trade for now. So we'll go best lines here. That's weird as hell. But okay. Defensively, got Fleury up here, Gerard, Montour. I'm actually gonna put Johansson here. Doesn't change anything, but it makes the second pair better. It also means I have hella synergy on my first and third pairings. Trevor, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you were not available. I did not go to San Jose, but how are the Sharks doing? They're fifth in the division with 66 points. They're only 4 points out of a playoff spot, but unfortunately, so is the team in front of them. So, if I were you, I would request a trade, but unfortunately, the one downside of being a franchise player in this is you're kinda stuck where you are. Campbell's available in the next game. Don't believe he's playing, but you know what? He was playing, and he's out again. Alright. They might have made it once. I don't know, man. It's just like certain GMs in this game just don't make the playoffs. And it's not because of you. I mean, like you were doing just fine. It's just they refuse to be good. Um, A headshot with a mild concussion. Okay, but he's not. He'll be back well in time for the playoffs. We've clinched the division. That's fine. Robida, first period goal, interesting. Second period, Robida again with a goal. Third period, no score. Canes win. Ottawa firing Ryan Getzlaf and his bald ass as their head coach. And there we go. You know what? Hi, kitty. Are you gonna be nice now? Look at the NHL waiting an extra day so Svechnikov can be healthy. Of course, he's gonna miss game one. Because you don't want to risk a concussion turning into something worse. San Jose did not make the playoffs again, Trevor. I am so sorry. Ryan Suzuki leading the team with a crazy 95 points this season. Teravainen and Aho both finishing a point per game. Gulner with 72 points. My goodness, exploding this year. Dan has been a bit of a disappointment the past 2 years. And by a bit of a disappointment, I mean, like, he's doing really well. It's just like, after 106 points in 1 year, he has failed to get close to that in the past 2 seasons. So, all things considered, it was disappointment. Swishy might check the stream again, so I will do this in case he watches it back. There you go. 9-1-3. Dallas did make the playoffs. The Islanders did as well, shockingly enough. Thanks to my players, 64 points, which I believe is a career high. Yep. No. I've yet to play in the playoffs with the Islanders, though, so that's a little sad. And San Jose, San Josie. Trevor with 100 points, and you're on the left wing. Ooh. So you are Dan's position. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Maybe at the draft. Remind me at the draft. Teravainen and Lafreniere scoring in the first period. The second period, Tufte scores. Third period, that's tied game. Buse, unlikely hero on the fourth line, scoring with 49 seconds remaining. Curious that Rob Brindamore put him out in the empty net scenario. That wouldn't have been my choice, but yeah. It's going to take a lot more than just Dan for you, but we will try and make it work. Aho versus Kempe on the faceoff. Sergachev enters the zone. The Canes. That was a pass. The Canes and Rangers game 1 overtime. Oscar Lindblom carried on the outside. Fleury's having none of that. A slight shoulder bump and the puck comes free. Lafreniere had it, but Natchez with a nice play to break up that play. And Teravainen enters in, no help, tries to skate through, and Tristan Jarry's going to pass it to Will Butcher. Lafreniere down the middle, Kempe with it on the streaking on the side, shot. Easy save, Chris Cote, and he's going to hang on. Cote. And, yeah, I mean, OT, the Rangers have had the shot. I believe they've only had one shot. Butcher shooting, missed that was an Anton Babchuk slap shot right there. Lafreniere, what a shot. And the Rangers win it. 3-2 in overtime. That was just absolutely perfect. And yeah, you can't get much better than that shot right there. It was tough. That was not very good defense, and the Canes will need to tighten things up in the next game if we are to win. However, the Canes get arguably one of the best right wingers in the entire league, in Andrei Svechnikov, back in the lineup tonight. Canes and Rangers, first period, Kempe with the power play goal. Second period, though, Dan with a shorthanded goal. Aho with the power play goal. Third period, Suzuki scores, and then Aho gets another power play goal. Special teams paving the way for a Canes victory here, as Aho and Suzuki record multi-point nights. Obviously, Svech wasn't the reason for the Canes winning in that game, but he definitely helps because he is such a threat offensively. No scoring in the first period. Second period, Robidas scoring and Sundqvist scoring for the Rangers. Third period, the Rangers win. Sergachev does score, but unfortunately Hayek scores with 7 seconds remaining, and the Rangers win that game. So that's tough. Still no goals from Svechnikov in this game, in this series. We finally have a playoff team for the Wolves. Burkholz led the team in points this past year. He is 22, low elite, might actually be close to being NHL ready. Everybody else seems to be doing pretty well, so I'm excited about that. Wolves playing against the Manitoba Moose. Canes and Rangers, first period, no score. Second period, Pistola and Suzuki scoring. And the third period, Buse again with a goal and Aho scoring. The Canes bounce back again and shut out the Rangers 4-0 here. This series, the team that has scored 3 goals or more has won. Something to keep in mind as we head into Game 5. Natchez and Suzuki scoring for the Hurricanes in the first period. Second period, Campbell with his first career playoff goal and Pistola scoring. Third period, Buse again, weirdly enough, might be the team's leading goal scorer, next to Ryan Suzuki in this series, which is weird. Just a very strange, unlikely hero, I guess you can call him that. So we'll sim game 6 now. No scoring in the first. Svechnikov with a bomb from the point, his first goal of the series, and a power play tally. Third period, Sergachev wins it for the Hurricanes. And just, you know what, an absolutely phenomenal start to the playoffs. Crisco out with a concussion, so he will miss the first couple of games. Luckily, though, we do have Mackenzie Blackwood. He's only missing games 1 and 2, which is nice. Logan Stankoven, 6 points in 6 games. And again, quiet. 6 assists. You never would have known. Dan McLaughlin and Dominic Bach scoring in the first period for the Hurricanes over the Islanders. Second period, Wahlstrom and Dingle scoring, and the third period, that is a tough loss for the Carolina Hurricanes. Good for my player, but, like, yikes. So here come the Canes in Game 2, looking again to bounce back. First period, no scoring. Second period, Montour with a goal. Third period, Montour with 2 empty net goals. Suzuki with a power play empty net tally, and Montour with another empty net goal. Really, that's a 1-0 game, but regardless, it's a shutout for Mackenzie Blackwood. Crisco, back and better than ever. Hopefully. I'm going to send down Henriksen. My lines have been fixed. Teuvo Teravainen with 8 points in these playoffs. No scoring in the first period. Second period, the Canes get a goal from Teravainen on the power play. And the third period, no scoring. So it's been a very low-scoring series for the Hurricanes, but they do lead the series 2-1. And the Islanders have not scored a goal in 2 straight games. Something to keep an eye on as we head into game 4. First period, Teravainen with another goal. Second period, Abney finally scores. The Hurricanes had held the Islanders without a goal for 7 periods, almost 7.5 periods of play. And the third period, the Islanders do win. My player does get a goal, which is pretty cool. Teravainen's actually scored the last 3 goals for the Carolina Hurricanes, but the series is now tied 2-2. So I see the trick is just to not let the Islanders score a goal. The Hurricanes should do that. They should try that. First period, Pajot scores, but Svechnikov ties it up. Second period, there we go. Puistola and Aho getting goals for the Hurricanes, and that's what I like to see. Svech completes the hat trick with a power play tally and just an even strength goal at the end of the game. Stankoven also adds just another insurance marker, and the Canes walk away with a 6-2 win. Now we're heading into Game 6 with a little more confidence, a little more swagger, a little more just oomph. First period, okay, we get down. Buse does score for the Hurricanes, okay. Second period, Gunler tied it. Zetterlund, he takes the lead for his team. That's okay, though, because Campbell, another unlikely hero, sends the game to overtime, and your Carolina Hurricanes have a chance to eliminate the New York Islanders tonight. The story is the Islanders' defense. The Islanders' defense is very good and has a chance to really put a damper on any offensive opportunities that the Hurricanes have had. It's why it's been a fairly low-scoring series, or why we had a few low-scoring games, is because of that. Obviously tonight, 3-3, it's not a very low-scoring game, but you get what I'm trying to say. Hobbs, Abney, Dobson, and the rest of the team there, but Noah Dobson with it back to Abney. Skating around to Hobbs, and a great save by Chris to get it going. And Svechnikov now takes the puck. Pocheck briefly lost the possession. Teravainen shot blocked. Oh, Svechnikov blocked. The Canes are going on a power play. Svechnikov draws a penalty here. So, yeah, the Canes are going on the power play, and I'm excited. John Marino with it. Natchez steals it off the board battle. Shot, missed the net. Dan McLaughlin shooting from a bad angle. Almost leaks through, actually, and Hobbs has to make a difficult play. Great play, and Gunler's going to clean that up. Dan McLaughlin now. Past center ice. Made the move. Another one to Natchez. Backhand, Dan. Oh! And it was just interfered with on the way through by Marino. What a play, as that would have surely been a goal. Dan, blocked pass, and Zacha's going to end up getting the clear. Canes have plenty of time. Just over a minute 15 left on the power play. Natchez. He's going to dish it to Dan. Backhand score! What a play. Sneaking it through that defender like that. He just never gave up on it. And the Islanders have been eliminated from the playoffs. A difficult series. This is the Hurricanes really struggled against the Islanders, and in large part to their defense. But it's going to be Dan's goal from, I believe, Natchez and Fleury. It may be unassisted because of this thing right here. But let's take a look. So Natchez makes the pass. You could kind of tell what he was going to do. It's just an easy 2-on-2. But Dan, this is why, I'm thinking, maybe, because he's a weapon. He's a goal scorer. He makes the move one way. The pass gets broken up, but he sticks with it. He puts it through the defender's legs. And I actually don't know how. Or no, he puts it... I mean, physically that's impossible, but, it still looks pretty cool. And he uses the defender as a screen to to just kind of tuck a shot past the goalie Grubauer, actually, and win it for the Carolina Hurricanes in overtime. 50 shots to the Islanders 31, and your Canes are once again heading to the Eastern Conference Final. So we're just going to keep simulating. Current round of the playoffs is over. It's going to be Canes versus Lightning. The Lightning are probably the favorites to win. Chicago has been eliminated, unfortunately. The Canes and Lightning, though. First period. Kucherov gets a goal. Second period, Dan scores to cut the lead in half. Third period, no score, and unfortunately Tampa does take game one at their home ice. So here we go, game two. Hopefully this won't be the second year in a row the Canes lose in the conference final. Teravainen scores, and that's it. Low scoring series so far, with each team managing 2 goals in the first 2 games. It's tied 1-1. So yeah. Game 3, we don't really know what to expect for this series, honestly. Teravainen scoring, and Blake Coleman ties it. Second period, Stamkos gets a goal. Third period, Gunler gets a power play goal. He is absolutely lights out on the power play, apparently. And the Carolina Hurricanes and Tampa Bay Lightning heading to overtime. I've yet to see the player that we acquired at the deadline score. But it's fine. You know what? We're playing well. Okay. So here we go. Aho versus Point on the face-off. Sebastian Aho wins it back to Hayden Fleury. And Fleury's just going to go ahead and do it himself in the offensive zone. Skates it, and Ryan Johansson makes the nice play to break up that pass. Brett Pesce revenge tour here, and Nikita Kucherov on Chris Cote with the save. Top 10 in points. Oh yeah, Elise. I totally forgot that she's in this game. I don't even know who drafted her. I was like, wait, that's a familiar name. And I was like, oh yeah. Sebastian Aho with it. And he's going to dump it in. The Canes couldn't get any offense. I don't love the way they enter the offensive zone at 5-on-5. It might have been Minnesota. You know what? I think that's true. Oh, Chris might have gotten a piece of that. Might have gone wide. Either way, great chance for Tampa there. Teravainen broken up, but Sergachev on the revenge tour from Tampa. Shot. Save by, I'm assuming it's still Vasilevsky. Aho with it now. Shot. It is Vasilevsky. Top 10 in hits. Sergachev is up there. Niederreiter being up there doesn't surprise me too much. It's the Canes second line versus the Lightning second line. I would prefer that Lightning second line, not gonna lie. Other than Malgin. Malgin's a weird entry on that line. Hayden Fleury with a nice play on Kevin Fiala, who just decided to do too much, and then Fleury just decided to do nothing with the puck and lose it in the defensive zone, so that's good. We love it. Stamkos. Malgin. Almost scored. He almost made me eat my words there. I'm glad he didn't. Nature skates around the defender, has it, shot. Vasilevsky with the save. The Canes attacking forward just decided to wait for some reason. Malgin with the puck. Offensive zone. Fiala. Blocked shot on the way through. Great play by the Canes defenseman. I believe Hayden Fleury. And Malgin does score a really bad goal, actually. And the Canes lose in overtime. That's unfortunate. I don't think it is the Wild. I think it's the Jets or Canucks. Not Anaheim. Obviously not Carolina. Not Colorado. It's not Dallas for sure. No, it is the Wild. They were just eliminated. Jesus, Elise. Like, save some for the rest of us. Alright, so we'll send to game 4. The Canes, a little bit of digging to do out of a hole, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, a new player has taken over first overall. And we finally have a gem, Darren Stevenson. Projected to go middle of the first round. We're going to get a hopeful potential in comparison going on him as we head into game 4. First period, tie game, Campbell with a goal. No scoring in the second. Third period, Aho scores, Kucherov scores. Back to overtime, folks. We're heading back to OT. Aho versus Gord. Canes are on a power play. Looks like it just started too, so the Canes are actually getting a lot of power play time. Over a minute and a half on the power play. Svechnikov gets it with a minute 25 to go on the power play. Teravainen shoots. Save Vasilevsky. He's going to hold on. I would have liked to have seen him maybe wait in the offensive zone just to see. Canes also just don't have a high goal scorer in this. That's really weird. There we go. Sergachev gets it to Suzuki, manning the outside. Aho shot. Blocked on the way through, and Hoglander's going to clear it out. Canes looking to regroup. Haven't been able to get a ton going in the offensive zone. I'd like to see some sustained zone pressure here from the Canes because there really wasn't any. There we go. Aho. Shot. And Vasilevsky's just going to cover up. He's swallowing every shot that the Canes take. So they can't get any rebounds. They can't cycle possession. It might be good that the next unit's getting out there, but let's see. Natchez versus Gord on the face-off. And Natchez wins it back to Sergachev. Sergachev's going to shoot, and it's a shot that's blocked. If he literally just waited with the puck. 40 seconds left on the power play opportunity for the Hurricanes. A team that has done nothing on the power play in this game. Gunler with the shot. That was actually a good opportunity. Canes have a chance to get set up now. Svechnikov all the way through. Sergachev to Gunler shot. And Vasilevsky stands tall. That's the first time the Canes have had sustained pressure in the offensive zone. And look what happened. You get a few offensive opportunities out of it. Get a few chances to wear down the goalie, maybe force him to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. Teravainen, Aho, Suzuki. Aho wins it back to Fleury. Teravainen manning the other point. Aho at the circles. Backhand shot. A bit of a weak attempt. He was getting hit on the follow through of the shot, so it's possible that it was kind of bounced there. But there we go. We've got a physical team, apparently. So the Canes with 7 seconds left to make something happen on this power play. With the face-off win, that could happen. Girard to Fleury with a bomb. Vasilevsky's going to cover up. The Canes have a second left on the power play. So not really enough time to do anything. It's basically even strength now, but you do have an opportunity to win the face-off and take the advantage before the guy steps into the offensive zone. But they don't, and they actually had better get back. They dump it out. Oh no, there was more time left. I guess I can't read. But whatever, okay. Oh, shot blocked on the way through again. Tampa just getting in all of the lanes right now. Girard to Aho shooting. Great save stick side by Vasilevsky. What a hit coming into the zone by Girard. Fleury gets it after that breakup of possession. Girard briefly lost the puck. He gets it to Teravainen. And there's Aho getting hit along the boards, so he unfortunately has to get back. Girard covers for him, and Suzuki now looking to get something going. Teravainen to Aho, moving in. Oh, he was all alone. And Vasilevsky with an elite poke check there to break up that play. Fleury with a nice defensive play there. But then he turns it over to Fiala. Shot. What a save by Chris. First test of the overtime for Chris. And he comes up strong there. Teravainen. Windmill deke almost works, but the puck goes out of the zone, and the Canes have to regroup. Aho sealed off at the blue line by Fiala. Nicely done there. Braden Point, always dangerous. Poke check by Girard briefly interrupts that play. Second one gets the job done, and Bach outlet pass to Teravainen. Fleury now. And the Canes escape harm there. Bach gets crunched along the boards. And that's a little unfortunate. Because the Canes might have had a decent shift there, but alas. Point boarded by Girard. I guess he turned at the last second. Bach to Puistola now. Okay. Physical game. Physicality's definitely ramping up now that the power play's over. Johansson on defense. Stankoven with the shot. And it was blocked and just bodies rolling everywhere on the ice. Campbell now. The biggest stage of his career. Braden Point. This is obviously a young career for him. Johansson to Stankoven, and it's the fourth line for the Hurricanes putting in work right now. He gets along with a slap shot, and Vasilevsky makes the save. Oh, shot in front almost leaks through. Robida. Stankoven, oh, backhand shot will not go. Campbell. Ristola with the shot, blocked by his own man in front, and Pesce cleans it up. Yanni Gourde. Poke check to Ristola. Nice little deke to gain separation. Buse shot. Oh, what a hit. Buse again with the shot. Nothing doing. The fourth line with probably the best shift of this overtime for the Hurricanes. Shot. Save Chris Cote. And he's going to play it. What a dangerous pass there to Johansson. Buse gets it now. The big skater carrying it up the ice. Carries it around. Buse with a shot and a good save. Another play. Dan McLaughlin now. Behind the net to Buse. Dan with the board battle. Gets it to Buse. It's shot. Oh, what a save, Vasilevsky. My goodness. One after another. Line them up, he says. I will stop them all. Shot. Save Chris Cote. Gourde on the board battle with Fleury. Buse picks it up. What a shift from the young man there. Fleury to Dan McLaughlin. He dumps it in, going on a line change. Puck stopped behind the net, and it looks like the Lightning are coming out there. What a shift from Buse. Just an energy shift that really ignited the team's offense there for a minute. Sergachev. Natchez. Oh, what a shot. That's a phenomenal save on the blocker side from a legendary goalie in Vasilevsky. Malgin going up against Fleury. He won overtime just a few games ago. Gunler. Actually, it might have been last game. Gunler with it now. On the side. Natchez again in alone. And Vasilevsky makes the stop. Poke check. Teravainen this time. To Natchez again. Third time's the charm. No. Montour. Teravainen, Natchez. Had it, lost it to Malgin. Malgin coming in on Girard. Two smaller players. Aho with a nice play to break up that pass. And the Canes are starting to rush. 15 seconds to go in overtime. Aho with it. Broken up by Clefbaum. What a play there to break up that offensive opportunity. 6 seconds now. Last chance for a goal. Shot blocked by the Canes. Oh, another save at the horn. What an overtime. What an overtime. Just absolute thrills. As soon as that fourth line stepped on the ice, I don't know what it was. I mean, they had just Nate just with a couple golden opportunities and could not finish. You get the fourth line with a few good opportunities in overtime. Like just some absolutely crazy plays. I mean, this is two highly skilled teams playing against one another right now. And both goalies have been phenomenal. I mean, Vasilevsky has definitely been better, but Chris has made some really tough saves too. Oh, nice play to wait back. Sergachev to Teravainen, and Fleury blocked shot. Svechnikov, haven't seen his name pop up a ton. And Teravainen had it, lost it for a minute. Had it back. Theodore has it. Okay. Kucherov with it now. Poke check, gets it away, but Kucherov's going to actually maintain possession. Shot, slap shot, easy save for Chris there, and he's going to hold on for a face-off. That was from Brett Pesce. Suzuki losing the face-off. Brett Pesce had it. Johansson with the shot. And it was blocked on the way through. All Chris had to do was really cover that up. Otherwise, you know what? Might have led into something. Yeah, just blocked on the way through by one of Nature's or Fleury. Couldn't tell who got his stick on the puck there. Well, that says overtime 4. It is not overtime 4. It's overtime 2. Sergachev, great poke check by Chris there, by the way. That was a dangerous opportunity. Dangerous pass to Gunler there, wow. And Suzuki has it. Empty net, delayed penalty, and the Canes are going on the power play here. After, I believe, a charging call. But that's Kucherov, who just, yeah, I mean, that's charging. He just runs into, or elbowing is the call, actually. But regardless, a penalty for the Carolina win this game. And they lose the face-off. Vasilevsky's going to pass it to Dante Fabro. And the Canes are actually going to have to start with a breakout here. Gunler waiting out there by center ice, gets the puck. Nature's shot blocked on the way through by Hampus Lindholm, and he's going to clear it. Pretty easy defensive play from him there. Nate just really didn't make a ton of an effort to get around the player. Nate just going in 1-on-2, takes a pretty lazy shot. Again, like the Canes just are struggling to get set up. They seem hesitant to get set up. It's making the job really easy for Vasilevsky and the other penalty killers. Dan McLaughlin, they finally got set up with a shot, and unfortunately just no rebound. So a minute has gone in this power play, and Canes have maybe 2 shots to show for it, but only about 10 to 15 seconds of offensive zone time. Gunler! Shot was blocked on the way through. Good opportunity, though. Nice moves. Shot again! And Gunler with another opportunity. Shot from a bad angle, and Pesce cleans that up. Gunler with the best couple of opportunities for the Hurricanes on that power play there. 35 seconds to go on the penalty kill for Tampa. Natchez is going to start another breakout. Move! Oh, and Pesce stands tall there. Frank Vetrano now. Icing off a couple more precious seconds as the Canes have less than 20 seconds now to get something going on this power play. Back to Dan. Blocked. And Pesce again clears. That'll do it for this power play. The Canes with a couple of okay looks, but again, most of this penalty was spent chasing the puck. Does not bode well for the Canes if they want to win this overtime. Ryan Suzuki with a slap shot that Vasilevsky actually has to make a decent save on. What a hit from Sergachev there to break up Kucherov's offensive opportunity. Johansson with a shot, and Chris with a good save. Dangerous rebound, though. He was bumped, so it might have been goalie interference. I didn't see who bumped him first. Suzuki with a good shot that either changed direction or was going the opposite way. Very smart play to try and get the goalie to go one way and shoot it the other. Johansson, Fleury was having none of that, but Johansson gets it back. Shot and a goal. I don't know how many missed opportunities the Canes had that overtime. But when you have 53 shots and only get two goals, like the goalie did his job, man. And that's a tough loss there for the Hurricanes, who were doing legitimately well in overtime. They just not enough quality opportunities. They were taking a lot of shots that just got blocked and just killed offensive push. Fiala with 2 goals in the first, Gord with 1. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it, but the Canes have lost. And, it sucks. Like, we legitimately did well. Vancouver ends up winning the cup. Like, we did well. Philly gets the first and second overall pick. Kind of crazy. So they'll walk away with likely 2 top 6 forwards. Time to try and trade for you. I will try. However, there's no promise. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about trading Teravainen instead of Dan. I need to hire a couple new coaches too. Because Teravainen, his trade value might be higher. If it's not, then forget what I said. Suzuki won the Lady Byng. Excuse me, sorry. My stomach has been fucking with me all day long. Nothing there. So we'll go to the draft. Teravainen's trade value is just higher than Dan's. But instead of offering a draft pick, I have a plan for that you'll see in a little bit. I'm actually going to try and do this. It should match your block needs well. I'm giving you some really good stuff here. Don't want to give up Avery because he's really good. However, I'm actually okay with giving up McKenzie here. Okay, fine. Instead of this year's first, but next year's first. Okay, fine. Do I already have a defenseman in there? I don't. Trevor, I'm about to have to say no to trading for you, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Sorry. However, what I do want to do... No team wants to trade out of the top 20 in this year's draft, unfortunately. However, there's a player that I really want that I don't want to give anything away. Woefully insufficient, huh? I mean, it's a good deal, my man. Here, why have a goalie? Okay, geez, like, fine, I'll trade for the 16th overall pick. Maybe Ottawa will be nicer to me. I don't want to do that. Actually, yes, I do. Wait. Promise you. You guys are gonna like this trade. I just want to make a deal with you. You guys have to be so mean. Slavin's in the last year of his contract. They won't accept that. For reference, the player that I wanted was that gem that ended up getting picked 17th overall. Instead, this is what I'm left with, a bunch of bullcrap. Luckily, we're not taking any of those players. Jesus, okay. Looks like we're gonna take Avery Henry here. Please be good. Low elite. I find that those players are not very good, typically. This guy looks to be the best, Jackson Caldwell. Let's just get the guaranteed medium top 9. Our scouts rank this guy pretty high. Low top 6, that's not terrible for the fourth or third round. Moving on to the fourth round, though. Let's see if I can get something a little better. There's a medium elite goalie that won't be available by the time I pick next, so we'll go ahead and grab him. I didn't have a 5th round pick. I forget which. That was my deadline move. That ended up being like an okay move, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Elliot Lawrence, this guy probably can't skate for crap. I'd be right, but he is low elite potential, and 59 overall isn't terrible even for a 19-year-old. So there's hope there. Shoot, there's another low elite or possible low elite. Let's see if there's anything else guaranteed. Doesn't look like it, so that last pick I'm going to make is going to be Mikhnov here. Alexander Mikhnov, a low elite player. So in the draft, it was a pretty decent draft. A lot of wild cards, no real sure things, but that's going to do it for this one. I really appreciate everybody for sticking around through my chaotic schedule, and yeah, I'll see everybody next time.